Hello, this is Alan Cockrell with ABC, former hitting coach for the Colorado Rockies and the Seattle Mariners. I'm going to take a look at your video this morning and take a look at just the mechanics of everything that you're doing. First thing that I look for is just trying to get a good balance set up, and we're going to try to maintain balance throughout. And basically for me, balance is just keeping our knees inside of our feet and our head inside of our knees. So as we can see right here, you're in a good balance setup. It's a good place to start from. The head and eyes are fully turned at 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock position to get a good look at the pitcher. So I like the setup. We're going to move it forward into the load phase of your swing. And as we load, keep in mind what we're trying to accomplish here is a good gathering of weight to the inside part of this back leg. Okay? I want to keep this knee inside this foot, which you've done a good job of, but I want to really gather energy into the inside part of my back leg, okay? And it looks like it's a pretty good job there. When my foot lands, I want to have good equal bend in both knees right here, all right? Both knees should be athletic with equal bend. Just a little bit, maybe just a little bit straight with your front leg. That might cause you to want to sit back on your backside, your back leg, and spin just a little bit. And the reason I say that is when I look at the stride foot, okay, and this stride foot, we'll just mark it up here, and we'll measure where your stride foot is. Your stride foot is at 48 degrees, which is not bad. We want to try to keep that stride foot no more open than 45 degrees. Because generally what happens when it gets past 45 degrees is we get just a little spinny with the front hip, and we want to make sure that our hips are square to home plate. If this stride foot is too far open, this front hip has a tendency to want to spin open and come off the ball. So it's going to spin open in that direction if we're a little bit too far open. All right, we'll just see what happens as we go forward. Okay, now we'll get into the actual first move. We've got two first moves. Remember, we gathered weight into the inside part of our back leg, the inner thigh. So my first move with my lower half, and the lower half provides direction to the ball. It also provides drive through the ball. So the lower half move is a very, very important move. First move is to drive this back knee into the inside part of the front leg, okay, the inner thigh of the front leg. That's a transfer of weight or a transfer of energy into the front side that will come out through the barrel once we start the hands phase of the swing, okay? So we'll run it forward just a little bit more. The next move is the elbow right here. We'll drop into the slot. And the slot is into the rib cage next to the hip right there. You've made a nice first move, okay, a nice first move into that slot that's going to allow your hands to get connected with your lower half so we can deliver a more efficient, powerful blow to the baseball, if you will. One thing I will point up right here is it looks to me like your head is sitting on your backside just a little bit. All right, and again, we talked about, the front foot and the front hip wanting to spin out of there just a little bit too quickly. I would rather see your head more over your belt buckle at this particular position right here. You've probably heard the term stay back, and I've worked with many kids in the off season, and I'll ask them what the term stay back means. They have a hard time explaining it, but they'll show me, and generally what they show me is that head stays back more over the back leg as opposed to getting out here in front of or on top of the belt buckle. So I think if we could just get your head a little bit more forward into the belt buckle, we're going to be able to keep that front hip underneath us just a little bit better, okay? So let's run it forward. Let's see what we look like when we get to the connection point. The connection is getting my back shoulder, run it back, my back shoulder and my elbow and my back hip are are all in alignment. Okay, this is going to be the part of the swing where the hands start to work towards the baseball. We can see right here we're a little bit stiff in this front leg. I'd like to see just a little bit more bend at this particular point in that front leg. We talked about equal bend in both knees, so I'd like to see just a little bit more bend, and again the head working more over the belt buckle, more in this area right here, so that we're not sitting and spinning. Okay, and we talked about staying back. Staying back simply means keeping my head inside my knees, okay, and keeping this knee inside this front foot. So you're back, but you're back almost to a point to where you're back to a fault. Your head's sitting on that back side, and we want to just spin to the baseball. So we'll move it forward. Okay, once we get to the connected point, the hands will now start to work in front of your body. Okay? We can see that your hands are working out here in front of your body. I like that position. We have a good bat lag, meaning that your barrel of your bat is trailing your hands. And basically why we want to get bat lag is we do not want to expose the handle of bat into the hitting area too quickly. All right, if that is exposed into the hitting area too quickly, we cast our bat barrel out and around the baseball. We have a hard time staying inside. All right, we'll run it forward just a little bit more to contact. Okay, as we get to contact, see some good things right here. I see good strong position with your hands. We'll palm up or palm down. I also see your head eyes looking right down the barrel, which is a very good trait to get into. Just know that anytime the head and eyes, or whenever the head and eyes leave the hitting area, the barrel of the bat are going to follow your head and eyes. So it's important to discipline yourself to keep your head and eyes in the hitting area at contact and then past contact, so we ensure ourselves of good full extension through the baseball. Okay, we'll run it forward. Once the ball leaves the bat, because we got just a little bit spinny, the barrel of our bat is starting to leave the hitting area. This particular position, I'd rather see the barrel of your bat facing more towards the pitcher. And that, again, just ensures that we've gotten good extension through the ball. All the principles that have led up to the extension phase of the swing have been pretty solid. If we go back to what we talked about earlier, basically your front hip leaking open just a little bit has caused the barrel of the bat to want to finish out of the hitting zone just a little prematurely. Okay, and again, I think maybe staying back or sitting back on that back leg promotes that in and out of the strike zone swing with the barrel. Okay, we'll run it forward. We'll run forward to finish. You do a good job of finishing under balance. You keep weight on the inside part of your front foot, and that's going to keep you under balance so you can finish your swing. So if we were going to do some drills to improve you, I think I would just get on a tee. I'd set the tee middle away or even outer third, and just off your front foot, or just even with your front foot, your stride foot. And I would really focus on getting a good move into my front leg. Remember, the back knee drives into the inner thigh of that front leg. I would make sure that I had good equal bend. My stride foot is not open more than 45 degrees. And just make sure that your head's not sitting over your backside. We want that head to be right over the belt buckle. And then make your good first move. Let your shoulder, your elbow, and your back hip connect, and just feel that good extension of driving a ball into the right side of the cage, or if you're doing this on a field, driving that ball through the second baseman or into right center field. And I think that would be a drill that will really help you feel yourself getting into a better position and driving through the ball on the outer half of the plate. Thanks for coming to our